The Kerala police is facing a barrage of criticism. The police force has hit headlines for wrong reasons. What are the main criticisms raised against the police force? They include extortion of money, unlawfully taking people into custody, custodial torture, and many more such things which are never expected from a responsible police force. The police is supposed to provide protection to the life and property of the citizen. Now, here, the same protector has become the assailant. So, this is a dangerous situation. If you read newspaper reports, we would feel that Kerala has become a broken state. Law and order has gone to dogs. What could be the reason for the deterioration of Kerala police, which was once hailed as a responsible force? Of course, the state government is taking action against some of the accused. They have already suspended a few people. But disciplinary action against a few erring individuals correct the force? The brand has already taken a beating. What should be done? I feel that the issues are basic. There are basic flaws. It cannot be corrected by singling or nitpicking a few people and acting against them. So, what could be the reasons? I would generally divide or focus on a few issues. Then I will explain. Generally the reasons could be divided into one, politicization of the police force, lack of skills or capability for those who are in charge of home department. Here it is the chief minister himself. Then, the third thing is, nowadays you find that those who are appointed appointed as state police chief are not from Kerala. The government prefers to appoint people from or IPS officers out from outside state to lead Kerala police. This has been happening for the last 7-8 years. So my problem is not appointing people from outside Kerala. Many Keralites are serving as police chiefs in other states. Many have served also. But here the problem is, if you appoint somebody from outside, they don't know the nuances of Kerala politics and perhaps they may not be able to control the police force. Then there is problem in training of the police. So all these are, some basic flaws. Unless political parties in Kerala take initiative to correct those flaws, police force won't be set right. Nobody will be able to set right Kerala police. So let us analyze the basic flaws one by one. Welcome to Insights. I am Hari Kumar. In the beginning, as I said, one of the most important problems being faced by Kerala police is politicization of the force. In Kerala, you have got police association, which acts like the wing of some political parties. When the left comes to power, the left aligned or those supporters of the left in police force capture police association. When Congress comes to power or UDF comes to power, those supporters of the Congress and their allies, coalition partners, capture police association. So it's simple. The policemen are supporting those who are in power. They want to gain benefits. This actually, I don't blame the present chief minister for this situation, because this has been going on for many years. So this is one of the basic reasons, politicization of the police force. Because there is of this huge political influence inside the force, discipline has disappeared. Even policemen are not afraid of their seniors, because they have realized that if you have got political godfathers, you can survive. So this is one of the basic issues. If you want to set the police force right, you have to free police from the vice grip of political parties. This is one important thing. So politicization of the police force has to be controlled. I feel that if necessary, police associations should be disbanded. But at the same time, I feel that the genuine grievances of policemen, constables, other lower ranking police officers should be addressed, and there should be an impartial mechanism for that. Only after that, the government should disband a police association. But interference of political leaders in the day-to-day affairs of policemen should be reduced. This is an important thing, no doubt about that. Then comes the leadership. A force is only as good as its leader. Here, the commander-in-chief is none other than the state chief minister Pinarayi Vijayan, who holds the home portfolio. But sadly, the truth is, he is unable to control his force. Kerala had chief ministers who controlled police force like, K. Karunagaran. Then other home ministers also who successfully controlled the force included Thiruvanchur Radhakrishnan of the Congress. Then Kodiyari Balakrishnan as home minister also performed decently. But unfortunately, the present chief minister Pinarayi Vijayan, it seems from what is happening around that he has not been able to control the force well. For example, the latest two events that are issues of hot discussion in media are two incidents that happened in Thrissur district. In one incident at Kundankulam, a local youth congress leader was taken into custody by the police without any reason. He just questioned the police abusing people at public places, and he was taken into custody. He was beaten soundly. He was beaten inside the police station. There are cameras inside the police station. The police was not bothered about it. They beat him up. They beat him to pulp. And since he has fought a legal battle against that, this has come out. The videos have come out. And that has created a furore in the state. This is one of the major controversies at present. Now the policemen who are including the sub-inspector who were responsible for beating up, torturing an innocent person, they have been suspended. But I don't think this is a solution. Suspension is no solution, because after a few months you are taken back, you get the previous salary. Actually, you are paid for spending free time at home. This is what suspension means generally for policemen. But there are chances that they will be dismissed from the service. But I don't think even that will provide an answer to the ills of the force. As I said earlier, the basic flaws need to be addressed. Then another issue that have surfaced is the police without any reason took into custody a hotel owner and his relatives and manager, and they beat him up and they extorted money from him. They took rupees 5 lakh. That has been on camera. Why policemen who they take bribes, even they are bold, they have the temerity to accept bribe even before camera. The reason was a relative of the sub-inspector told she was a shoplifter. She lifted costly items worth around rupees 9,500 from a supermarket. She was caught, and suddenly the police intervened and took the owner of the supermarket. He runs a hotel also into custody, and he was beaten up. Money was of rupees 5 lakh was extorted. And can you think of a policeman, a responsible police officer doing that? Is he a thug? Is he an underworld don? Why are you collecting hafta from people for allowing them to do business? Unbelievable. Is Kerala as a banana republic? I think we need to ask the question ourselves. Ultimately, the responsibility lies on voters, because voters ordered this government to power, and that is the basic flaw. Then, as I said, if you look at leaders, you have to control the force. You have to know what is happening in the police force. When Karunakaran was the chief minister, he had informants in every police station. He knew the truth of what happened everywhere. He knew what was happening. He had personal records on the integrity of police officers. He had a network. He had a team of honest people. So that was how he controlled the whole police force. Of course, as a political leader, he might have indulged in high handedness. For example, that Rajan incident. But at the same time, if you look at the discipline of the force, all police officers, obeyed his orders. Is that happening at present? I don't think so. There is not even not so high profile leaders like Karunakaran, for example, Thiruvanchur Radhakrishnan and CPIM leader, former state secretary Kodiyeri Balakrishnan, as the home minister, I was told by many officers that he had a fair degree of control over the police. So you need to cultivate loyalty. The policemen need to realize that if they did their duty honestly and impartially, the minister will support them. The minister's office should not intervene in each and every issue. They should not trouble policemen. Unfortunately, it seems that the opposite is happening at present. I was once told by a leader of the Congress, specifically I would name K.C. Venugopal. He said that unlike other departments, almost a small section of officers in Kerala police are completely honest. They are people with integrity. Once he said it was because of that, their presence, that the state police force is staying together. It is because of these few people that the brand gets respectability. But unfortunately, such people, the number is dwindling at present. Once Mr. K.C. Venugopal told me, he reminded me as a journalist about a police officer, former jail DGP M.G. Raman, who was totally honest, who would not yield to the pressure of politicians. He would not shout at political bosses, but he knew a way to present his case, and he would make them understand that sticking to integrity will help them ultimately. So we need police officers like that. Unfortunately, such officers, even among the IPS officers, there are many allegations against many IPS officers. I'm not naming one person. I know that once as a leader of journalists, I went and met an IPS officer. He has now become very senior. He's a North Indian. Then I told him that, your policemen have abused a journalist without any reason. It's not good. And he said, as a leader of journalists, you are trying to get a solution for your colleagues, and as a leader of policemen, I have to protect them. Then I reminded him that you are not the leader of police association. You are the head of a district police force. You are an SP, superintendent of police. Your responsibility is to protect the life and dignity, property of citizen. You are not the leader of police association. Then he didn't realize the mistake, the guff. I would say it was a guff. I would like to, or a slip out. But there was a deputy police superintendent who was with him. He reminded, very intelligently, cunningly reminded his senior that he has said wrong thing, and later he apologized. I didn't publish that incident, but here even now I am not naming him because I don't want to cause trouble to anyone. But such officers are there. Unfortunately, I feel that the training of police officers is not adequate. Not just in Kerala, even all India basis, even IPS officers are not getting the type of training they really need. I think this is another problem. I don't have time to dwell on many more issues, but from what I said now, I think you might have realized what is troubling the police force. What is the basic flaw? Unless you correct that, if you take action against few police officers, individuals may be shunned out of service, out of the force. But the problem is that tendency, the nature of the force will remain the same. So this is a problem unless that is addressed. I think the root cause of every problem is corruption. In Kerala, the nexus between policemen, corrupt politicians, corrupt policemen, then smuggling mafia, then there is another mafia which is engaged in hawala trade. So these are all how corrupted policemen. So this is the basic flaw. This is the basic reason. Unless you correct it, you cannot set right the force. I hope the government will realize the gravity of the situation and would correct the force. Meet you with updates. Till then, goodbye.